Greetings, cosmic explorers, and welcome back to the Cosmic Chronicler, your guide to the universe's most mind-bending stories. Today, we're tearing a page out of the old textbooks, because the map of our solar system, the one you memorized in school, it's wrong, and not just a little bit incomplete, I mean fundamentally wrong. For the longest time, we imagined our cosmic neighborhood was a pretty neat and tidy place. You had the planets, a belt of asteroids, and then, well, just a whole lot of nothing. A vast, silent, empty blackness stretching out into the great beyond. But what if that emptiness isn't empty at all? What if the darkest, most remote corners of our solar system are actually teeming with hidden worlds pulled by phantom forces and shaped by cosmic tides we're only just now starting to understand? Today, we're taking a journey to that frontier. We're not just adding a few footnotes to the old map, we are watching it being completely redrawn in real time as incredible new discoveries tear up our old assumptions. This is the story of the secrets being unlocked at the very edge of our solar system. Forget the calm, predictable clockwork of the planets. The real action, the true mystery, is hiding out in the deep dark. Way out there, past the orbit of Neptune, is a realm where our sun is just another bright star in the sky. It's a place we thought was basically a desolate expanse of ice and rock. But a flood of recent discoveries has thrown a cosmic wrench into everything we thought we knew. We're finding objects that have no business being there, moving in ways that break all our models, and we're seeing structures so enormous they challenge the very definition of what our solar system is. So what's really going on in this abyss? What secrets are out there, redefining our place in the cosmos? To really get how big these changes are, you have to remember the old picture. For decades, the solar system pretty much ended at Neptune. Sure, beyond it you had the Kuiper Belt, a scattered junkyard of icy leftovers from when the planets were born. And way beyond that, the Oort Cloud, a theoretical, almost mythical sphere of comets so far away it was more of an idea than a place. This was supposed to be it, the final boundary, the edge of the sun's kingdom. We thought it was a quiet, cold, cosmic graveyard. But that picture is dissolving right before our eyes. The edge of the solar system isn't some static brick wall, it's a dynamic, shifting, and surprisingly crowded frontier. Every new survey, every deeper peek into the darkness, shows that this supposed wasteland is absolutely buzzing with activity. We're discovering that our solar system is so much larger, more complex, and weirder than we ever dared to imagine. The map isn't just getting bigger, its entire geography is changing, and the new landmarks are some of the strangest things we've ever found. Our journey starts in the Kuiper Belt. Picture a giant donut-shaped ring of icy worlds that kicks off near Neptune's orbit, about 30 times farther from the sun than Earth is, and stretches out to about 55 times that distance. Think of it as a second asteroid belt, but way bigger and populated by trillions of frozen relics from the solar system's birth, 4.5 billion years ago. This is the home of Pluto, the world that famously made us rethink what a planet even is. When the New Horizons spacecraft flew by in 2015, it didn't find a dead, boring ice ball. It found a world that was stunningly alive, with vast glaciers of frozen nitrogen, towering mountains of water ice, and even hints of an ocean hiding under the surface. And Pluto's not alone out there. The Kuiper Belt is home to a whole family of dwarf planets, each one a little weirdo with its own story. There's Makemake, a big reddish world, and Haumea, an odd egg-shaped dwarf planet that spins so fast its day is only 4 hours long, probably because it got smashed in a colossal ancient collision. These were the first clues that the outer solar system was more than just a bunch of cosmic snowballs. They were worlds, with complex histories, hinting that the past out there was far more violent than we thought. But they were just the appetizer. The real secrets were lurking even further out. For a long time, astronomers figured that once you got past the main part of the Kuiper Belt, space really started to empty out. But technology has a funny way of showing us things that have been hiding in plain sight. In just the last few years, we've found a dozen new, massive objects orbiting way beyond that 55 AU edge, and in May of 2025, one of the most stunning discoveries yet was announced, a Trans-Neptunian object, or TNO, named 2017 of 201. This thing is, in a word, extreme. It's likely large enough to be a dwarf planet, joining Pluto's ranks. But its orbit is what's truly mind-bending. At its closest, it swings by the sun around 44.5 times farther out than Earth. But at its most distant, it loops out to an incredible 1,600 times Earth's distance from the sun. It takes 25,000 years to make a single trip around our star. The last time it was in our neighborhood, our ancestors were living in the Stone Age. Here's the part that really changes the game. Because its orbit is so huge and slow, 2017 of 201 spends only about 1% of its time close enough for our current telescopes to even have a prayer of seeing it. This implies that for every object like this we find, there could be hundreds more just like it. A hidden population of distant worlds, still lurking in the darkness, completely invisible to us. The void, it turns out, isn't a void at all. It's a hunting ground, and we've only just started to see the ghosts. This brings us to the biggest ghost story in modern astronomy, the hunt for Planet 9. For years, astronomers have been scratching their heads over the orbits of the most distant objects they can see. A handful of these extreme TNOs have bizarre orbits that are all clustered together, tilted and pointing in the same general direction. That's just too weird to be a coincidence. It's like some unseen gravitational hand is hurting them, a massive hidden puppet master pulling their strings. That puppet master, the theory goes, is a gigantic undiscovered planet, Planet 9. Models suggest it's somewhere between 5 and 10 times the mass of Earth, a super-Earth on a huge, stretched-out orbit hundreds of times farther from the Sun than we are. Finding it would be a discovery that rewrites the textbooks. The search is on, with incredibly powerful new observatories like the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, which begins its full survey in late 2025, getting ready to either find this phantom world or prove it's not there. But the plot has thickened. The discovery of outliers like 2017 of 201, whose orbit asterisk doesn't T asterisk fit that clustered pattern, has thrown some doubt on the whole idea. If Planet 9 exists, its gravity should have messed with this object's path. So, does this mean Planet 9 is a bust? Or is the story even more complicated than we thought? This is science in action, a gripping mystery with conflicting clues where every new discovery adds another twist. The debate is raging, but one thing is certain. Something very strange is happening in the deep dark. Let's push even farther out, past the Kuiper Belt, past even the most extreme TNOs. We're now arriving at the doorstep of the Oort Cloud. This isn't a belt, but a colossal spherical shell of icy debris that surrounds the entire solar system. It starts at a distance of maybe 2,000 AU and stretches out to 100,000 AU or even more. Out here, the sun is just a very bright star, and its gravitational grip is getting pretty weak. This is where long-period comets come from, occasionally getting nudged out of their orbits to begin a long, slow fall toward the sun. For decades, the Oort Cloud was just a theory, an unseen reservoir of comets. We had no idea what it actually looked like, until now. In an amazing discovery from February 2025, supercomputer simulations revealed a hidden, large-scale structure within the inner Oort Cloud, a gigantic spiral. This structure, spanning an incredible 15,000 AU, is made of billions of icy bodies, all coaxed into a spiral pattern. And it wasn't formed by our sun, but by the gentle, persistent gravitational tug of the entire Milky Way galaxy. This galactic tide has been shaping the outer edges of our solar system for billions of years. We thought the Oort Cloud was just a simple, scattered shell, but it's actually a dynamic, structured entity, a spiral within a spiral, dancing to the tune of the galaxy itself. Finally, we reach the very edge, the place where the solar system really ends, the Heliopause. You can't see this boundary, but you can feel it. It's the edge of the heliosphere, a gigantic bubble blown by the solar wind, the stream of charged particles constantly flowing from our sun. This bubble surrounds all the planets and acts as a shield, protecting us from the harsh radiation of interstellar space. The Heliopause is where that solar wind finally runs out of steam, pushed back by the pressure from the rest of the galaxy. We used to think this bubble was a perfect sphere, but data from NASA's IBEX spacecraft has allowed us to create the first ever 3D map of this boundary, and it's way weirder than we imagined. The heliosphere isn't a neat sphere at all. It's a dynamic, lumpy, comet-shaped blob. In the direction our sun is moving through the galaxy, the boundary is only about 120 AU away, but in the other direction it has a long, trailing tail that stretches out at least 350 AU, and probably much, much farther. This boundary isn't fixed, it breathes, it ripples, and it changes its shape as our sun travels through different parts of the galaxy. Our solar system's border isn't a wall, it's a living, shifting frontier with the rest of the cosmos. The edge of the solar system is no longer a dark, empty void on our maps. It's a vibrant, dynamic, and crowded place, full of more mystery and wonder than we ever thought possible. We found new potential dwarf planets whose very existence hints that hundreds more are waiting to be discovered. We're in the middle of a detective story for a phantom giant planet that may or may not be pulling the strings of these distant worlds. We've discovered that the Great Wall of our solar system, the Oort Cloud, isn't a random mess of ice, but has a majestic spiral structure sculpted by our entire galaxy. And we've learned that our own cosmic bubble is a misshapen, shifting shield, our first and last line of defense against the interstellar winds. Every one of these discoveries is a revelation, forcing us to rethink how planetary systems are born and how they change over time. They prove that our home isn't some isolated island, but is deeply connected to the galaxy around it. The map is being redrawn as we speak, and the age of exploration is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. This is the Cosmic Chronicler signing off. Thanks for joining us on this journey to the cosmic frontier. Here, we believe the greatest stories are written in the stars, and we're dedicated to decoding them for you. If you enjoyed unlocking these incredible secrets, help us continue the mission by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell so you never miss another chapter from the universe's archives. Until next time, keep looking up. The universe is far from finished surprising us.